Hello and welcome to Cutting the Ball in the Post-Apocalypse presents Weekly World News. It's our weekly world, the weird as we found the World Wide Web. Whoa.
Weekly World News.
Weekly World News. Oh shit, Weekly World News. God damn it, start again.
No.
Weekly Weird News.
Weekly Weird News as we brought to you and... go on, Claire, you do.
As we brought to you from the weirdest worlds of the World Wide Web.
We've all fucked it this week.
Weird.
It's the Weekly World News 143rd anniversary special, and we've all fucked it.
Brought to you in part by Slim Shady. Oh, that's what I always think you're going to say when you say brought to you by.
I changed it, you see. I mixed it up and I fucked it up.
Yeah.
But either way, it's the Weekly World of the Weird as we found on the World Wide Web this week.
That'll do.
That'll do. Our sister show to Cutting the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, which you can follow on Facebook at Cutting the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. You can follow us on YouTube at Apocalypse Ball, and you can follow us on SoundCloud and SoundCloud and Spotify and all the other podcasting platforms at Cutting to the Ball and the PTA. I'm Ben. I'm joined by Mike,
Hello.
Claire,
Hey.
and Pete.
Hey.
We got there in the end. It took us a minute. Wow.
And now he's going to put his real teeth in.
Well, anyway, here's some weird news for you. All Brits face conscription within 6 years, expert warns.
Oh,
We'll be too old, it's fine.
Bollocks,
Well,
anyway.
it says all Brits.
Oh, bollocks.
We'll be in the dad's army.
I'd take it.
The Home Guard.
Yeah.
Bollocks. Joe. What the fuck is Joe?
Joe.com. It's a very popular news website on the internet. My theory is with this is it's not logistically possible because the armed forces have been cut back so far, but the bases aren't there, the logistics network isn't there, the weapons aren't there, the ammunition's definitely not there, the uniforms aren't there, all the stuff you need to make a citizen army, the infrastructure just is not there.
Yeah, I'm guessing they don't mean like immediately everybody's going to call it. I guess if it's a war of attrition, it goes on for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, but it's still not there.
Yeah, but it gets built, doesn't it?
It
You go
does.
to a wartime economy. That's what happened in World War Two.
Do you honestly
Everything
think
went
this?
into going.
Do you honestly think this government could manage
Well, this
that?
government, no. But this government won't be here much longer. We know that.
I was talking to my friend at work about this the other day because he asked me, he says, what do you think about this new civilian force that is going to maybe happen as well? They've been talking about it for years, and they have, because they're always talking about making cutbacks and using a larger, basically what the TA already is.
Army Reserve nowadays, Pete. Been
Yeah.
folded in.
Yeah, so you got your Army Reserve, your Royal Naval Reserve, and your RAF Reserve, all kind of conjoined into one. It's been on the cards for a long time. I mean, a long time, like 20 plus years that I know of.
A lot of my Army Reserve mates got deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. You know, they were there on, and the squad is hated them because they're there on more money.
Wow.
You know, they're there on sometimes like twice the money and half the training compared to a regular
A
soldier.
lot less than half the training, like a tenth of the training at best.
Now, when I was in, if you went to Iraq, you got called up for Operation Telic, as it was called. You had, so you had to put a certain amount of days in already, training days, and then you had a 6-week build-up intensive training before you before you were deployed. But still, not a lot compared to the guys who've been training every day for years, is it?
That's the thing.
No.
Even basic training's half a year, then trade training's a year. So you're talking a year or two at least before most normal soldiers would go anywhere near the front line. They've had, a lot more training.
Now, the situation has been compared to that which Britain faced in the years before World War II, and Britain should prepare for conscription within 6 years if the threat of Putin's Russia doesn't go away. Why are we fearing the Russians?
Crazy.
I mean, they were the second best army in the world. Now they're the second best army in the Ukraine. You know, it's been proven their shit doesn't work.
Yep.
They're tactically inept and their generals are useless. Why are we worried about the Russians?
And they've run out of soldiers pretty much already, because that's why they're having to conscript like so many fucking hundreds of thousands of their prisoners, etc.
The only thing that you got to be worried about from the Russians are the nukes.
Yeah, but are they realistically going to fire them?
Depends, doesn't it? If their back's against the wall.
And if that's the case, what's the point of this?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to need us
no.
little ground troops, are they? If
No.
he starts pressing that fucking red button.
No one's ever going to fire the nukes, because then no one's making any money. You've got to sell the next generation of nuclear missiles to the government. The military-industrial complex don't want anyone to fire the nukes. They just want people to keep buying their shit.
No, but if Ukraine pushed Russia back to Moscow,
that's probably quite unlikely.
that's
though.
probably unlikely. But you never know, do you? If your back's against the wall, and you know that the Russians are going to scorched earth policy.
They've always have done. They always have gone with that tactic, haven't they? Because it's so fucking big. But you don't need to invade Russia. You just bomb the shite out of it. Non-nuclear wise, take out the infrastructure. It's done. Earlier this week, the head of the army warned that Brits might be called up to fight if the UK goes to war because of the size of the military. General Sir Patrick Sanders issued a warning to the government that the armed forces are too small and they will need to mobilise the public if the country goes to war. Did you see Boris Johnson's reel he made?
No.
Lance Corporal Johnson here. Boris has never been in the army. And he's also chosen the lowest rank he could have had as an NCO, which I found odd. I'd have at least said major.
Has he actually called himself Lance Corporal?
He did in the video.
And he's never been...
No, he's never been in the army, no.
What a lying cunt.
And he's like, oh, you should prepare to fight for your country, blah, blah, blah. And every single comment, the British people did me proud in that. Because every single comment I went through, I scrolled through so I was like, I'm curious now, I'm going to scroll, I'm going to have a good long scroll through these comments. I didn't see one person saying, yeah, I'd do that. Everyone was like, well, you send your kids first.
Yeah. I'll sign up when you sign up.
Yeah. Exactly. In particular, General Sanders Colonel. He should be a colonel. He was a Colonel Sanders at one point. He highlighted the threat from Russia and pointed to steps being taken by other European nations such as Sweden and Finland to put their populations on a war footing. This does come from a NATO general who said that people should start stockpiling water and food in a press conference. Batteries, candles, that kind of shit.
Us as well.
Yeah. NATO general said this. Yeah, he said it in a video press conference.
Because supply lines are going to be interrupted. Probably going to have blackouts because of the energy supply.
Or because of, well, you don't need bombers anymore, do you? You don't have blackouts for that. But yeah, the first thing they're going to hit is the power stations, isn't it?
Yeah. They're going to bomb the oil fields in Iraq, aren't they? The Iranians, I'm thinking.
If they can.
That's the first target, isn't it?
It's your infrastructure.
Well, military targets and supply lines.
Yeah, you got to cut the threads. Throw threads in there. Cut the threads of your society, haven't you? Power, food, logistics. This view has been echoed by security and intelligence experts who said that General Sanders is absolutely right. The UK should prepare for an outbreak of all-out war. I just don't see it, man.
They're going to say that though, aren't they? They're soldiers. They want more equipment. They want more men.
They want more budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick poll. Who's gonna say, all right, I'll go for that?
No chance.
I mean, we're all 40, the wrong side of 40.
Yeah, it depends.
They
on the
never.
circumstances. I'll just wait until we need to, and I'll pick up a dead person's gun and just go off.
You're going Stalingrad style.
You know what I mean? I might as well just wait until I need to pick up arms, and then I will, because I know what I'm doing. So, unlucky.
You can't have held an SE-80 that often in the Navy, Pete, in the submarines. Do you have SE-80s, or do you have rifles on board?
Of course you do. Only a couple.
As I say.
Anytime I fight,
you're still a soldier. Still a soldier first. So
you'd be trained in weapons handling.
You still have to do.
How often did you handle one when on the sub? I was intrigued.
On the sub?
Yeah.
Never on the sub, but we still had to do your yearly handling.
Yeah, you would have had to do that, wouldn't you?
Range and do things like that. But in the army, obviously, prior to that, shitloads of weapon use. It's all you fucking do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So weapon drill and drill. That's it. So yeah, plenty of experience with handling a weapon. Obviously, I have my own to handle, which I use every day.
Yeah, he probably jams a lot too, doesn't he? Like, much like the SEAT one.
All the time.
It's curious. I mean, I think it's alarmist, if anything.
Yeah. He's saying 6 years.
I mean, we'll be like 45 by then, most of us. You know,
Probably
46.
closer to 50.
You'll be, you know, we ain't gonna have to deal with it. Don't trust, but then again, I don't trust the generation coming up to deal with it.
No, I think you'll find it will be our generation.
I think you
that
might be
will
right.
dealing with
I
it.
think Britain's going up with a bunch of 45-year-olds in the
Like
front
I
line.
said.
Because we're Gen fucking Z. We're Gen X. We're Gen X, damn it.
It'll be the home guard, wouldn't it? And that's the only time I would fight is if Britain was actually invaded.
Well, that's what I mean.
We're-
If I had to pick up somebody's
Yeah.
rifle or whatever that they've fallen because they're shit, or I've managed to manhandle a fucking Russian and nick his gun.
It was like a Red Dawn situation.
You're just going to shout Wolverines all the time.
Eh?
Red Dawn?
Oh, I've never seen it.
You've never seen Red Dawn?
I know
Jesus
about it, I've never
Christ.
seen
Oh my God. Wolverines! Oh man.
I'll go in. I'll go in for it. Why not?
You know what? I've got fuck all else going on. In all
it.
fairness.
Mate, you'll be called up way before us. I'm afraid.
10 years as a reservist.
Yeah.
Thing is, the one thing that bugs me is I don't really want to go to war, right, at all. I'm too old now. You said to me 20 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, alright, fuck it. You know, I'd have considered it at least. But as a, like, I'm going to blow my own trumpet, as a civic leader, I'd want some kind of role. Yeah, no, listen to me, hang on. I'm doing me bit here.
Civic leader.
Well, I am, whether you like it or not, I am. You know,
How many people in your ward?
I don't know, maybe 1,000,
It's a fuck.
600.
Leader.
I don't know, Dawley
It's about
anyway.
100 at most.
But it's not 100. It's more than that. It's not about my ward, it's about the greater good and this greater community. If I had a role in that, still had the same role and this happened, I'd want some kind of role in uniform at least.
Oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah,
What's the
I'm
excuse?
Deputy Mayor of Dawley. I want to be fucking General.
Yeah.
Alright, you
No.
bastards.
I was edging at that as well, to be fair.
You know, I want some kind of role in uniform because otherwise, how could I look the young lads who've been in the eye when they come back? You know, I want to do my bit because
What
when
rank
they've
did you
gone,
get- What rank did you get to?
I was a sergeant.
So you want to be at least sergeant when you go back in?
I'd want to be somewhere along them lines.
Major.
I mean, if you're going to promote me to colonel,
Oh.
I mean, I'm a bit older now, so maybe an officer rank would suit me.
Colonel Carter.
Colonel Captain Carter sounds quite good. First Dawley
Captain
Company.
Carter sounds like a fucking some kind of cereal.
Well, it's technically it's Captain Carter exists in the Marvel universe, but it's a chick. But still, yeah, maybe some kind of officer role during my advanced years. That'd be nice. But no, I think, you know, like, how could I stand there and do stuff if and all those young lads who've gone from my area, how could I look them in the eye if I haven't done my bit?
Well, what bit would you have done then?
Anything, I don't know, training. As long as I had something in uniform, I did my part to help out. I think that I'd try and do it.
Basic training, recruitment or something.
Even if I'm that dude from Starship Troopers, obviously I've got my full
Decent
limbs.
drill.
And if I'm Sergeant Zim, I have to throw knives into recruits' hands when they complain too much. I'd do that. You know, then I'd bust myself to private, go and capture the brain book.
I love that film.
So do I.
Great, isn't it?
But, you know, that's not my only take. That's my take on it. But I think it's fucking lunacy to expect that the younger generation have had a good enough time in this country to want to go to fight for it. I mean, things are shitty for us as 40-year-olds, right? The younger generation have got no
Worse.
fucking hope.
No.
They're not going to get on the property ladder.
They're just being ploughed into bullshit education with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bullshit jobs at the end. Just well,
No
Yeah.
prospects.
So why should they? And I fully agree with them. Why should they fucking go
and
to do it?
Yeah, they'll have the uni like, you know,
Debts
to boot, wouldn't they?
Yep. I'm afraid the boomers have all sold us down the river.
They have. They've got a lot to answer for. Our parents' generation have got a lot to fucking answer for.
Well, they would just go with what they thought was best. That's all they
No,
did.
they went what thought was best for them, Claire.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else.
Yeah,
I think that at the time they were like, fuck everyone else. They're just like, this is going to be good for us. Hey!
Claire, they've made a lot of decisions that fuck the younger ones.
I don't know why they sounded like Terrace and Phillip.
Well, Canadian ones do.
Hey, buddy!
They made a lot of decisions that have fucked the rest of us and fucked themselves in the long term.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were sold a lot of lies that they lapped up. Sorry about a Tory government for so many years, but still, there you go.
Yeah.
Get ready for the call up, lads and lasses. I'll see you in Ukraine.
Right, moving on.
Colonel Carter's 1st Tory Battalion.
Evil women film themselves forcing victim to eat glass and poo in horror 6-hour ordeal.
Well, that's disturbing.
So who's this evil woman?
Alicia Robinson, Jodie Colvin, and an unnamed 17-year-old were sentenced after putting a woman with learning difficulties through a 6-hour ordeal where she was forced to eat glass and poo.
Well, that took a dark turn when you said,
Did,
yeah. I mean,
Evil bitches.
before I was thinking, well, maybe it's some kind of fucking kink he paid for, but now it's a woman with learning difficulties.
Yeah, they kidnapped her and they sexually assaulted her.
Hmm.
Poured bleach and boiling water over it.
This isn't weird, this is just horrific. Fuck me, that's terrible.
The pair were jailed for 12 years and 9 months, while the 17-year-old boy, who was 16 at the time and cannot be named for legal reasons, was jailed for 6 months at a youth detention centre for his involvement.
So he filmed it then.
6 years. 6 years he got. But that's not enough.
The British justice system is a fucking joke at the moment.
12 years. So those women that got 12 years, they'll probably be out after 7 or 8.
Maybe 6, isn't it?
Well,
Is it
yeah,
half?
I'm thinking worst case, they'll probably be out 7 or 8
How do
years.
you know it's not 12 years between them?
No, it's 12 years each, I think.
Is it?
If it is 12 years between them, then they'll be out in fucking 3, wouldn't they, cunts?
The court heard how the pair of women were high on cocaine and sent chat messages to one another, encouraging each other to attack the victim. They then filmed the degrading acts on their mobile phones. Later, internet searches showed they'd been trying to find ways of killing her and disposing of the body.
Why would you Google that?
Because they're dumb.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Texts between the 3 perpetrators discussed knocking her teeth out and tying her to a chair and beating her. Judge Anderson Shaw said Robinson and Colvin had shown remorse for their attack, but there was no mitigation other than a guilty plea. He described it as amongst the most serious, unpleasant I have ever dealt with, in a terrible, terrifying and horrific attack.
So they pleaded guilty to get off lighter.
Yep.
And then got 12 years apiece. Fucking lock them up, man. Lock them up for life.
And obviously the victim now is suffering.
Well, clearly, you just created someone that's going to just fucked up for the rest of their life, haven't you?
Of course you have.
So weekly weird news has all of a sudden changed to weekly dark news.
Sometimes it does get dark.
Poor lass.
Shocking,
Poor
isn't it?
lass.
That's terrible.
Something like that happened down South Telford
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Woodside.
Wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Horrible.
Very similar to that.
Mm.
Very, very similar to that. Young
But
lad.
in Nottingham,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he didn't get a life sentence.
He's gone to hospital basically.
He's autistic.
He's used mental illness basically.
It's
as
like
his
the fact he
excuse.
tried. I've done with it.
He could spend the rest of his life in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot cushier than a fucking normal jail. Let's face
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, he's got the cushy version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. All that shit that was spacing out for however long.
No, it's not right, is it?
No, it's fucked up.
Mortified to see a bulge coming out of my vagina, and I didn't know what it was.
All right, Claire, don't you
Claire,
share.
so, what's your article?
Don't you
That
share.
is the news art.
I was horrified.
Natasha Wilson says she was horrified when she first noticed a bulge coming out of her vagina and didn't know what it. She's got a prolapse, that's all it is. The incident happened when she was just 18 years
Yeah, I
old.
think you're right.
She said she noticed the bulge coming out, and when she went to the toilet, she experienced incontinence and pain.
She's
Gone,
having
"Oh, that's-"
intercourse with this thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I
So she's
mean-
gone to the toilet, gone, oh, there's a bulge.
Yeah.
Not,
Stick your dick in me. Hey!
not
If you're-
Googled
Push it back in.
Getting frisky with a woman,
And she's
you
got.
put your hand down there and there's a big fucking bulge.
I'm punching her in the throat, thinking she's a bloke.
She's at university and said, I didn't really know what to think because I honestly knew nothing about my body at the time. She's not
Oh
doing
my
fucking biology, is
God.
she?
No.
If you're 18 and don't know anything about your body, there's not much fucking hope for you, is there? You're a bit of an oxygen thief by that point.
What? Just coming down your vaginal canal?
Just slipping out.
Just slipping out a few, you know.
Slipping out to say hello.
So she's now 24, and she's asked her friends. Fuck me.
No, she asked her friends at 18. She's now 24.
Who is now 24?
Said she
So
asked
she
her
asked her
friends, her friends at the time.
We can only imagine, yeah.
Well, either way, Jesus, poor girl
Yeah.
for being so dim.
Oh. Anyway, she didn't go to the doctor and she hoped it would go away. But it got worse, and finally she confided in her mum, who persuaded her to go and see one. And surprise, surprise, she had a uterine prolapse. That's when like everything goes a bit,
Uterus
goes a
prolapses.
bit saggy down there and
It's
sort of
slack.
Falls out almost.
falls out the bottom. Yeah, she's not doing
Fucking hell.
her.
Happens to buttholes as well when they've been
Yeah,
penetrated too much.
Yeah, because all the muscles down there, they just sort of loosen up. It can be a medical, like, because of a medical issue, or it can be like.
After birth is quite
Yeah,
a
yeah.
common thing for women.
I get it after birth.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a massive strain on the body, isn't it, giving birth? But just 18, and it's just 18 gone to uni, all of a sudden just popping out.
Your fanny falls out.
It can be the womb, bowel, bladder, or top of the vagina.
Yeah.
It's not a nice thing at
No.
all, but
It's like a hernia. You can have a hernia at the bottom of your abdomen. You can have another one sort of in the middle as well. They can happen to anybody at any time, and that's just when the muscle sort of parts a little bit and lets out some of your, either your bowel or whatever into the other bit, and you can
normally
feel it like
part
a
of your
balloon.
intestine, isn't it? It's normally
Yeah, you
part
can
of the
feel it like a
intestine.
balloon and push it back in. It's gross.
Fucking hell. But why the fucking hell wouldn't you go to a doctor straight away?
I don't know. If you notice something different, people.
Yeah, go see a fucking doctor, man.
Yeah.
Even if you have to wait in A&E for 8 hours, just go and see him. It's worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Take sandwiches.
Yeah, take snacks.
And a pillow.
Take snacks and a pillow to sit on, definitely.
Okay, and finally,
Monkeys throw 250 dogs to the death from trees and buildings for vile revenge.
Oh, fuck me.
Each word I was reading was becoming more shocking to me. I apologise I read that so brokenly, but yeah. So, a troop of monkeys have reportedly killed more than 250 dogs by dragging them to the tops of trees and buildings before sending them plummeting to their deaths in somewhat may be an act of revenge.
fucking crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Monkeys are vicious bastards,
Just a
aren't
bit.
they?
I've seen them like proper abusing their babies and stuff.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised this is in India?
Yeah, so
That's not a racist. Just every time I see monkeys attacking people or killing things, it's always in India.
yeah, residents of 2 villages in Maharashtra in India, I think that was right, Maharashtra, reported seeing the pooches dragged to the tops of trees and buildings by vicious primates who then sent the animals plunging to their
I've
deaths.
seen that.
Some are even living in fear as several of the apes have tried to attack humans.
Again, I'm not surprised. Seems to be a common theme in India. Why is everyone not walking around armed just in case of monkeys?
So it's believed the sick murders were performed after a pack of dogs killed one of the monkey's babies.
I
And the
thought I'd seen
creatures.
this somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen something about this at some point. And the creatures decide to get their own back, basically.
Oh.
So violent killings have been reported in villages in Majagaon,
Lagoon.
who knows, and Laval, yeah, and 250 dogs. It seems to have been thrown off shit and killed recently. And
Man, these fucking monkeys haven't been following the teachings of Gandhi, have they?
well, it's not the first time they've attacked in India, and often it's people who find themselves in a firing line. A little girl recently plummeted to her death from a roof of a family home after a monkey's ambushed her.
Fucking hell.
6-year-old Kirty was sitting on a second floor terrace with her granddad when a group of primates suddenly appeared on the property. Yeah, fucking hell. Kirty rushed away but tumbled from the edge of the roof.
Right, it's Planet of the fucking Apes. Tool up, guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're being called up for.
Yeah.
War against the apes.
Yeah.
Look at him with their teeth.
Yeah, baboons, man, they're fucking nasty little bastards.
Oh, they'll rip your fucking face off. Well, a chimpanzee will rip your face off.
Yeah, but baboons,
They're ridiculously
fucking
strong, aren't they?
canines, so
Aren't they omnivores as well?
they will eat anything.
Yeah.
They will eat anything, literally anything.
They get bloodlust, don't they, chimps?
Do they?
Yeah, they attack other chimps, like,
You know.
and eat them. And
Yeah,
and eat them.
I've seen David Attenborough talking about
Yeah.
it.
Always remember as a kid in Saudi, we'd be driving up through like the mountains and that, and you'd see loads of people. They'd always park up on. There'd be lots of little park verges and that with really amazing views.
Watching
And
ape fights.
Well, you'd park up and
Monkey
there'd
knife
be,
fights.
and you'd all get surrounded by baboons, and they'd just be all on top of your cars and that, and pulling at your fucking window wipers, and yeah. But there were some big bastards. There really was. Like some are like not as big as a man, but big as like a 10-year-old would be, kind of thing, that size. But you think like when they stand up, probably about 3.5, 4 foot tall.
Oh, you
But
ain't kicking one of them in the face, are you?
They're fucking teeth, mate. It's those canines they've got. They're about 4 or 5 inches long,
They're
mate.
massive,
They are fucking huge.
Is that where you stick a fucking pistol at the window and fire into the air to scare them off?
I think you would get to the point where your dad would like beep his horn or something to try and get them off so we could move on. And I would never forget when this one just like got off the bonnet, and he was just sat on the bonnet, and it just set up, and he laid an egg on the bonnet, and it was just a perfect big fucking it was a big chocolate fucking egg, just like positioned. It was like, oh,
Well, there's
lovely.
a hood ornament for the way
It really
home.
was. Yeah, hood ornament like no other.
What?
But it's like, well, I'm not getting out to shift it. Well, we'll just drive fast then, Rusty. My mum was like, just drive fast, it'll come off. And he was like, alright.
Close the windows.
Because you weren't getting out to fucking brush it off, and who would want to brush it off anyway?
Oh.
But yeah, it's like you get out, you're going to get fucking lynched by a bunch of baboons. Nah, we'll just drive off fast, hopefully it'll fall off with the wind.
There's a monkey escaped in Scotland, isn't there?
I
It was
don't
on
know.
the news yesterday. I saw it. Yeah,
Huh?
escaped from a wildlife enclosure.
I don't know, the last
And it's
monkey
been-
I saw get stolen, get loose in Scotland, that gorilla ornament someone stole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, India seems to have a fucking issue with monkeys, doesn't it? Didn't some like pensioners get killed by monkeys not so long back?
I watched a little video the other day, and it was only last week. I'm pretty sure it was in India somewhere. There was a guy, and he was sat on his lap, a monkey, probably about a 2-3 foot kind of baboon, one of the skinny female ones, and he was just like sat there, and he was like, and he points up at something, and the baboon like looks and then turns around and is like really pissed off with him, and it just fucking just bites his head. Bites the top of his head, literally like sticks its fangs in the top, in say like the front right portion of its fucking head, and he just jumps back, and you just see this white tear just appear, and he just literally scalped him like, but it was just white, and it was like, what did I just see? And then it did a slow mo, and I was like, that's what I just saw. It's like, oh shit, that must have hurt. Because it just went from an Indian bloke. They're black.
Why would you let them fucking get on your lap in the first
It's
place?
ridiculous.
They're killing people, they killed 250 dogs!
But honestly,
I've
it
just
made
seen
me
that,
cringe. That
Super
bit.
monkeys.
Dragging a dog up to a building and then
Yeah.
throwing it on. I'd have to say the dog. I'm going.
Poor dog.
I'm getting.
It's
What's the
insane.
gun ownership laws in India like? If you would know, because I'm like blatting away at that point. I'm saving the dog.
Air rifle take a monkey.
No, I wouldn't. You take the eye out, you're gonna kill one.
You're gonna piss it off.
Yeah. Then you've got this. Then you're gonna have this fucking one-eyed baboon with a fucking scar down his face, hunting you for the rest of your fucking life.
Well, they're clearly clever enough to fucking want revenge and
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly. So
Have a
pass it on
vendetta.
to his fucking descendants to hunt you
I
down.
can see a film coming on now.
Yeah, so can I actually.
Revenge monkey.
Revenge monkey. They took his eye. Now we'll take their life.
There is a film like that, isn't there? Crazy Baboon. Shakma or something it's
Oh,
called.
fuck knows.
Yeah.
And I guess it's an Indian film.
No, I think it's an American film, but it's quite a famous sort of B-movie horror.
It's no Velocipasta. Where a Christian priest goes to China and ends up being cursed, but he can turn into a velociraptor and fight crime.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I've got to watch that.
It's called
shit.
Velocipasta.
I've
I'll
got
have
to
to watch
watch
the
that.
trailer for that.
We've got to find that.
I'm not saying it's a fantastic movie. I'm just saying that it's a thing.
It sounds fantastic. I've
There's
got
a
to watch
premise
it.
doing it for you. You
Right.
may enjoy also in that scenario Oz Zombie, where Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda perfect the zombie virus, inject themselves. The film starts with the raid on Osama bin Laden's complex. They chuck him overboard. He comes back.
Oh, shit.
I own that.
Mm.
Mainly for the scene where an AC-130 gunship is blatting the shit out of a horde of zombies.
No, it's not as good as the Velociraptor.
Velocipasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, is it? But it's up there. It's up there with the classic terrible B movies. And on that note, actually, what was that one we watched? Android Cop.
Something like that.
That was pretty bad too. Cheaper proper RoboCop. It was terrible. But on that note, let's end the show on what's been a very dark, weird news.
Oh,
Okay.
dark times, mate.
Dark times, dark news. And I'm going to end the show on saying, who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Putin, if you think all England's done?
Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Don't panic.
Brilliant. I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
And I've been Clair. I've forgotten my article. Have a good week.
Watch out for vaginal prolapses.
Oh yeah.
It's quite a big one, to be fair.
If in doubt, check it out.
Absolutely.
And I've been...
Poking out, check it out.
Yeah, if it's poking out, definitely check it out. And I've been Pete. Poor fucking dogs, man. But don't mess with the monkeys. They'll fucking have you.
Never mess with a monkey.